here's a card from, what's this? Marion Gentle. I wonder if your middle name starts with B. Marion B. Gentle of Langham Lane, Brighton. Hello to you, Marion. And no, I'm afraid you haven't won a Radio Phoenix T-shirt. You do, however, get a Radio Phoenix raspberry. I have to give you 10 out of 10 for trying, though, Marion. I love your idea of who you thought Elvis Costello's father is, even though I can't read it out over the air. I don't think either he or his father would be very pleased. If you think you know who Elvis's father is, drop me a line. Dave Farrell at Radio Phoenix. Here's Phil Collins. Ship to shore. That's the Quick, disappearing over the horizon with Ship to Shore. And I played you that just to remind you that after the news, my mid-morning guest will be Doug Purvis. Now, he's coming ashore just long enough to tell us about the new sailing school he's hoping to set up. It's called the Sea Wolves. So if you're like me and you listen to the shipping forecast under the bedclothes, then don't miss the next half an hour of the Dave Farrell Show. In fact, as I speak, I see that Doug has in fact appeared, or as we say in Brighton, hoved into view. News next with Steve White on Radio Phoenix. I have to tell you that Doug's not the grizzled old sea dog you might have imagined. No thick roll-neck sweater, no pipe, no gold braid on the arms, no...
Actually, Dave, I have got a tattoo.
Not now, thank you, Doug. This is a family show. What you are wearing, though, is a T-shirt with the words, "Who Dares Wins" on it. Now, that, I believe, is the motto of the SAS.
Correct. Yeah, I make no secret of the fact that the SAS are my personal heroes.
So you're concentrating your energy on starting up the Sea Wolves. Tell us about that.
I bet that for every sailor that went out there on Hermes and Invincible, that there must have been a dozen more kids back home who really longed to go with them.
Right, I know I did. The trouble is I get seasick drinking a cup of tea on the train.
See, what I hope it'll do is give the kids a taste of what life at sea is really like. And if any of them want to go on and join the Navy after that, well... can't be bad, can it?
No, indeed. Doug, I have to ask you this. Are you professionally qualified?
Competent, we call it, Dave. Yeah, I am, actually, yeah. Do you want to see my certificate?
Not if it's in the same place as your tattoo. That all sounds very good, Doug. Actually, from the peculiar drowning noises that Jean's making on our switchboard over there, I think Brighton thinks it's a good idea, too. You might just have found your first pack of Sea Wolves. And tonight's the night, the Great Phoenix Disco, at which we try and raise enough money to charter and equip a boat for the maiden voyage of the Sea Wolves. And with me again in the studio is the man who's going to make Captain Bligh look like Captain Sensible, Doug Purvis. Doug, what are you going to be doing tonight?
I'll be drawing out the names of the 12 lucky crew members who'll be joining Simon and me on board.
Let me just remind listeners there that in fact is Simon White. He's going to be Radio Phoenix's cabin boy on the spot to keep us in touch with the fun every step of the way. But, Doug, aren't you a little worried that you've got 13 crew members now on board?
Oh, no way, Dave. No, I'm not superstitious. I'll just try not to sail under any ladders.
Right. OK, here's The Shadows and Kon-Tiki. In fact, this was inspired by a voyage by Tor Heyerdahl.
Oh, Tor.
Yes, Dave, come in.
Is it about the disco?
Yes.
Couldn't have gone better, eh? We raised the money, we found the crew, and everybody had a good time.
Your fee of £150.
That's right.
What fee?
That's what I get for running the disco every fortnight.
Yes, when we first discussed this, we decided that all the proceeds would go to the Sea Wolves as if it were a charity.
No, I don't think so, Virginia. We agreed that the whole thing, from the disco to the actual boat, would be a Radio Phoenix promotion. So that's what I did. I plugged Radio Phoenix between every record. As far as I'm concerned, I was there on official business, so I expect a fee. Sorry, Virginia, but that's the way it is. Anyway, I spent it.
Can we afford the boat without the 150?
It's done. Doug Purvis found a boat at the weekend. He's hired it, and he's bought all the extra equipment. It's totally kitted out. We've got the life raft, life jackets, CB radio, compass.
CB? Is that good enough? What sort of range does it have?
About 20 miles. So I'll be following the Pretty Penny along the coast with the Radio Phoenix car.
Dave, is it really necessary to use the Phoenix car so much?
Yes, if we want to keep feeding live two-way interviews into the shows. Come on, Virginia. Where's your sense of adventure? Where's Purvis? Dunno. Nobody does. Looks as though he didn't make it. Bloody fool must have gone down with his ship. Hero's death. Just the way he'd wanted.
We don't know that he is dead yet. Or that the boat's been sunk.
You didn't see it out there, did you? Did you listen to my reports from the radio car? All that noise in the background wasn't sound effects, you know.
What did go wrong, finally?
Where do you want me to start? From the moment I met Doug Purvis?
No, with the lifeboat. From what Simon said, it sounded like a perfect operation.
It was. They got a line across to our boat, and they winched the kids back one by one. It was just like out of a textbook till they got to Doug Purvis. He even mucked up being rescued. He decides he's got to go back for something. So they wait, and the line breaks. And that's it. The idiot's only got himself to blame.
Could he have got onto a life raft?
He wouldn't know what to do with one. Probably went for a bicycle pump to blow it up with.
Dave, there was a life raft on the boat. Look, I'm sorry to ask you these questions, but if there's an inquiry, we could be held responsible.
There's only two people responsible. Doug Purvis for being such a fraud. SAS my arse. And Dave Farrell for sending him out with a piddling CB radio. Well, they've been better off with 2 cans and a piece of string.
Dave, there is no point in blaming yourself. You didn't make the storm happen.
Oh, it's all right for you. You tried to stop me taking the money. You've got nothing on your conscience.
You don't think so? I've now got to clear up the mess and present a brave face to the world.
Virginia, before you go, can you look outside and see if Steve White's there? Mike says he's been threatening to kill me.
Oh. Mike exaggerates. Scar for life, I think, is what Steve said. Don't worry. He's taken Simon home. Oh, well, Simon's taken him home. He's in better shape.
Dedication now. Still can't get over it. All that old bunny about being on the waiting list to join the SAS. Who dares sinks? And I fell for it, lock, stock and barrel.
Hook, line and sinker.
Dave D, Dozy, Bicky, Mick and Titch.
When did you first meet him?
Oh, I've known him for a couple of years on and off. I met him on a promotion to set up a skateboard park. I should have taken that as a warning. Skateboards had had it by then.
So this was his latest craze, getting off on the Falklands.
Yeah, but we fell for it, didn't we? Or at least I did. He even offered to show me his Royal Yachting Association certificate. Why didn't I take him up on it?
Why should you? If you can't believe what someone tells you, if you can't any longer take people at face value, what hope is there for us? You've got to go on trusting people when you meet them.
Just a tiny bit naive, that, isn't it, Anna?
Why is it? You don't regret liking Doug, do you?
Oh, I don't know.
You're angry because he's made a fool of you. He's made an even bigger fool of himself. He's fooled himself to death.
Is there anything of your own you want to put in about Purvis? Nope. I just don't want to think about him anymore.
Nah, I couldn't feel bad about him now. Simon and I are back together. Well, at least we're not enemies at the moment.
Isn't that? It's just that I've been involved in something where someone's got killed. He's dead. Takes a bit of getting used to. And it's good morning from Dave Farrell with the bright day glow start, sitting in for your normal morning boy, Mark Trevor. So rise up, roust out and swing those legs to the floor. It's wake up time on Phoenix with the Human League.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry, be careful. And what's more to the point, why didn't you invite me?
But it's not like that, Dave. Steve told me to stay.
Sure he did.
But they're at the language school.
And this afternoon, Steve White is the host, live in the studio, talking to Ray Lancaster, head of the Moon Industrial Corporation, and Professor Lane Graves of the university. They'll be discussing topics of vital interest to us all, and we hope to be able to take your calls on the subjects. So remember, the lines are open. Give us a call on Brighton 222 111. You've got a question? Let's hear it. And now here's Haircut 100. Morning, Sport.
Hi, Dave. Ready for the good stuff?
Why, have you changed your act? It's the Phoenix Fair today, isn't it?
Today?
Yeah.
What's this?
It's the memo from Virginia about the Phoenix Fair.
I didn't get one.
Oh, yes, you did. Because I gave it to you, and you put it in your pocket. I'm going to trail it, you're going to start it.
Why me?
Think about it, Mike. Who else could handle it? Be realistic.
Yeah, right.
No one else has got your touch, light, but firm. 11:58 means it's time for me to go. Invitations from Shack Attack. Talking of invitations, why don't you join Mike Barker a little later on with Mike's Market? Mike's running the Phoenix Fair, so if you've got something to sell, then Mike's the boy to tell.
Hey, saw one of your fans outside, Dave. You'll recognise her from the hearing aid.
News coming up with our very own Dirty Harry, Brighton's answer to Clint Eastwood. That's after the break. It's Rising 9, and here with the news at the top of the hour is the head of news himself, Steve White.
Here's the news at 9.
You, want to get the first half of the Barker beat or what?
I don't mind. How about you?
Oh, I'll do the first half today, all right?
Fine. What's the matter?
Nothing. Oh, you were reading the racing paper the other day.
Are you looking for tips?
Sort of. I thought if I've got the early part of Mike's show, I could do a bit of tipping on there.
I used to do that a couple of years ago. Want to give it a bit of a boost? Have a bit of a contest? You give a tip on your show, I'll give one on mine, and we'll see who does best.
All right. You're on. Start today, yeah?
More news on the hour, every hour.
Thank you very much, Steve. And now a word from our sponsors. Danny, you're getting too involved. Racing's a game for punters. You and me, we're not punters. Do you know why they call them punters?
No.
You ever seen a punt?
I've seen pictures.
You ever seen a stupider way of getting along the water? Listen, whatever that guy says to you, leave it alone. The tipping competition is off, and I'm very pleased.
You're breaking my heart.
It's the Human League with Don't You Want Me, and it comes from their album Dare. It goes out to Matt Smith from your very own Secret Sweet Time. OK, it's quiz time once again, and on the line we've got Cicely Kane. Hello, Cicely. I'm not going to tell you again.
Good. Because who needs your advice anyway?
Danny, this guy, Alf Davis, he's not a nice man. Stay away from him.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you knew so much about him.
I hoped I wouldn't have to.
You're just mad, aren't you? Because all week your tips have been wobbling and mine have been winning. Right, well, maybe Alf Davis will drop by later and you can tell him to his face. What do you think, eh?
And he rings Alf Davis once a day. Every day.
Ta.
All right.
And that was the 3 o'clock news and weather from me, Andrew Main. Stay tuned to Dave Farrell on Phoenix.
Thank you very much, Andrew Main. Resplendent in white tuxedo and family tartan. The sprawn suits you, but shouldn't it be round the other way? See you in an hour, Andrew. This is...
Number 1, 3 times in 2 countries, cruise ship heist. That's the ship in the background, as you can see. And in the book, Kieran Phillips leaves the ship and he goes with Georgie and they get a boat across to Bequay. Well, we're going to do that today, but we're going to go on the ferry. He gets a private boat and the private boat gives him 1 or 2 problems. It's more fun for a novel. If you were going to Bequay, you'd get the ferry here. But he goes across and with Georgie, the plan is to take some money which they've smuggled away from the ship in life jackets. They've taken 2 life jackets with them and they buy 2 beautiful houses on the island. I'll show you those in a minute. So this is actually the coastal path round to Jack's Bar Now, in the book, Kieran didn't take this way. Kieran got the cab from an estate agent's over there, and she took him to Jack's Bar, where they sat down, and she arranged to get the keys for these two houses. But you'll walk round, you'll see the film on Doris Visits. This is the beautiful coastal walk.
There's a lovely bench here for a short stop with a great view.
So this is what I'm looking for. That's Jack's Bar. So this is Jack's Bar. Now, if you've seen it in our old Doris Visits film, it is very different. They've completely remodeled it, and it's bigger and very different. But this is where Kieran comes to meet the estate agent and then go up to the top to buy a house.
Oh, probably. This is quite a strenuous bit. Along to the end of the beach and up the steps.
Remember, Kieran did get up here by car. We've walked today. So in Cruise Ship Heist, Kieran buys a house. It is this house. He gets to the top. This is the one he sees, but he's come by car. And the car, if you remember, stops on a hill. It says it in the book. And he also walks down the hill and he buys another one, which is 2 down. They've changed a bit, but there were houses there. If you love a great thriller with some pumping action and twists and turns that keep you wanting to go on to the next page, then Cruise Ship Heist is probably the book for you. And it happens on a cruise ship. This ship leaves with a lot of money. This is a view a lot of cruisers are used to, leaving a port. What they don't see is what happens under the decks. And with millions of pounds on board that doesn't belong to whoever's got them, there's going to be a lot going on that no one sees and no one should see. Chapter 1. Problem. I'm Commander Kieran Phillips, or was. I've been discharged from my military service. Not that the army uses that term nowadays. There won't be much paperwork on it. There never was much paperwork on anything they had me do. I can sense when something's very wrong. But the real skill is to figure out what it is before it kills you. Maybe I'm overthinking things, suffering from no longer being in military service. But something feels wrong. Maybe I need more therapy, but I used to be paid to feel this right. The hairs on the back of my neck, the sensitive skin under my ears and on my cheeks sense danger. The pressure, the texture, and the temperature. The air in this small plane has been less fresh than on my long-haul flight, but now the doors must be open. People are reaching overhead for their bags, hurrying to queue to leave. Like so many young soldiers I watched rush in under fire when a cool head might have saved them, they're keen to get off. Their bulky hand luggage appears too heavy. Relocation? A mass exodus from Colombia to Costa Rica? Perhaps they're hawkers, off to sell to tourists on the beaches, and this excess hand luggage is their stock. That would explain the impatience. Every minute lost is a missed sale. Stand up and join the queue, I tell myself, but I remain fixed in the penultimate row at the rear of the plane. The larger part of me is not ready to stop profiling others and join civilians. I never asked to be a real civilian. I changed planes for the second time in Cartagena after a long flight across the Atlantic, so I'll have to wait for my checked-in case if it managed to follow me. My hand luggage is 2 uniforms. Parade for a casual event, and ceremonial for formal evenings. Plus black boots. None of that leaves my side now, but I can no longer replace it. Everything else I own is replaceable and stowed below, hopefully. I'm wearing civvy hiking boots just in case I can get to see Braulio Carrillo National Park before we sail. I'm ready to dump bags and run, although I suspect that's a long shot. A travel day often vanishes, and so far, this has been 2 days, 3 planes. I feel the heat now, but I'm used to that. I convinced myself that the queue at immigration, then a wait at baggage reclaim, will put me behind the semi-locals with their excess hand luggage arguments at customs. So I should stay put. But the real reason is the woman behind me. I can't turn and look, but I noticed earlier. She's built like an athlete, wide shoulders, toned arms. She hasn't moved either. An athlete would be up and in this race. She, however, has a worrying coolness and is waiting for something.